Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. Well, I'm back up here working on what's going to be my winter camp and wanted to update you guys on what I've got done so far and then add a few more items to it while I've got you with me. So I got, of course, you remember from last time, my bed is completely done and I've laid down on it, sat on it quite a bit. It's very comfortable. Put a brace under the back side so that it stays nice and level. I got my framework behind me all completed. All the poles are lashed in place. Everything's where I want it. When the winter rains and stuff come and I start using this shelter, I'm going to put a tarp over the outside, a reflective blanket, space blanket on the inside to reflect heat from the fire, which will be where the camera's sitting. And then I'll use some tree boughs and stuff just kind of as natural camouflage insulation and some more poles on top to hold them in place. So last time I talked to you guys, I told you that I had not decided exactly what to do with the front here. Well, today I made the decision to put in an awning. So I've got my high pole back here that my framework is leaning on. And what I did is I put another pole out front of that, running from here to this tree here. So there's about this much space between the two, and this is sitting below. It's hard to see, I think, probably from where you're at in the camera, but it's sitting at an angle down. So this is going to be an awning. So when I'm under here, you know, sitting down, reading a book, eating a meal, working on projects, rather than just having my roof come right out to here, I will have an awning so that my roof extends clear out here. So my backpack, firewood, extra supplies, cooking gear, whatever I want, can all be under this awning out in front and stay completely dry. So what I did is I've just been taking some little short poles. I've got one in place I'll show you here in a second. And I've been cutting like a little notch around them like so. And then using some small bank line, which I set down here a second ago. And there it is. You gotta be careful where you put your stuff or you can lose it. So I got some small bank line here. And this stuff secures up really, really tight. So I'm taking these and I'm putting them up here like so and lashing them to my poles in the back. So I've got one here. You guys see that? Yeah, right there. I've got one already done. So I'm going to put one here, another one here, and another one here. And that's just going to be kind of like a little framework for my awning to support the tarp so that if there gets to be a lot of moisture, the tarp's not going to sag. It's going to have a nice framework helping to hold it in place. So I said I've got 3 of these cut. I need to cut one more, but I'm just putting a little notch in the wood so I got a place to tie it with the bank line and it'll stay snug, stay in place. And then have me a framework for my awning. Then I'll try to give you guys kind of a little tour of what it's looking like. All right, and this one is going to fit right up here on this side. So let's go ahead and put those in place. Cut me some bank line. And so I'm just going to tie one end around here, trying to hold everything where you guys can see. Nothing fancy. Just a couple overhand knots. Because like I said, this bank line, when you get it cinched down with a couple knots, it's not going anyplace. All right. Let's tie that kind of diagonally around this pole. And then start making some overhand loops. I guess overhand knots, several of them here, to cinch it down. And it ain't gonna go anywhere. Yeah, one more. All right. Perfect. These ends here, I don't see any reason at this point in time to tie them down. Now maybe later on I'll learn something different, but I don't think that any movement here is going to make a difference. It can't go anywhere. The other end is tied, so these can't come off. I think when my tarp's laid over here, just the weight of the tarp will keep them from moving around. And so I got one more cut here, so go ahead and get that one up too. It's been nice out here. We've had a lot of thunder and lightning, but some real heavy rains, which was nice because it was starting to get so hot and so dry, and moisture's brought all the wildlife out. It's been moving around. Saw me a couple deer this morning. Nice little 3-point buck was out. And you know, that's one of the fun things about being out here, is just kind of hanging back in your shelter and watching the deer and the other animals walk by without even knowing you're there. All right, this one I'm going to put up here, this side. See if you guys, yeah, you can see me. So, kind of an X again. And some overhand knots. Probably could use something fancier, but you know what? Overhand knot with bank line. You never had one come loose yet. Don't think I will. Yeah. One more time. Okay. There we go. I got one more. I need to cut one more for this one, but so as you can see, that is going to give me a nice framework. Yeah, I want you guys to be able to see here. So my tarp will lay over the top of these. One more to put here, and that's going to give me a nice awning, you know. And then I'm going to be secured down in here in my bed. The other thing I started working on, just trying to show you guys, give you a little tour, is a back wall behind my head here. Now I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it, but I laid some poles in here between these two trees, and I think what I'll do is I will weave fir boughs back and forth between these poles and try to make me a well-insulated fir bough wall behind my head. At least that's what I'm shooting for right now. So I'll be completely secure from the water and the wind overhead, because I'll have a tarp in there. I'll have kind of like a natural insulation wall behind my head, probably another one at my feet. And then facing the other direction here, turn you guys around and try to set up where you can see. Bear with me a second. My tripod's not cooperating completely. Okay, back here, about one step in front of my bed, so that would be somewhere right here, will be like a rock reflective flyer. But as I said, I'm going to try to make it really, really tall, taller than I've ever done one before, so it almost looks like an outdoor fireplace, but it's really going to reflect the heat nicely in. And with that awning overhead and the reflective blanket laying in here, you know, it's really, and I think it's really going to catch the heat. It's going to be very warm, very comfortable. So that's what I've done. That's what I've got planned. I'm having a blast out here, just taking my time, enjoying the scenery. As I said, the wildlife, it's real cool because sometimes I'll take a little break and I'll sit here, and then the squirrels and everything will start moving around again. And I had some little nuthatches come and land right here, right next to my head. I mean, I'm turning around and looking at it right in the eyes. It's this far from my face, and it's sitting there, you know, singing to me, and I'm just holding real still watching it. So I've had some real cool experiences out here building this shelter, really having a good time. And of course, it's mid-August now, so it's still 2 months out before we start getting our fall rains and fire seasons over and whatnot. But I'm still going to spend a lot of time out here, just, you know, finishing this up and enjoying the wildlife, taking it all in. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to Ochako Bushcraft again. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button on this channel, please do. I really appreciate your support. Thanks, guys. Take care.